leave this here. No. Let's see. Once it here. Can I use this as a tripod? I don't know. Like I do. I think I do want to. I'll say the one is still up here. I'm gonna wash these dishes. Good afternoon. I'm telling you now, I'm gonna have a real adult video, and I'm not in the mood for any crap and trolls. And you know that video last night was really like a funny video. I didn't even know that it really posted to the page because I was joking. I'm not breaking up with my boyfriend. I think if you have any kind of brain, you would know that I was not breaking up with my boyfriend because the whole thing about it was like so stupid, right? But there are some serious trolls out there, and I'm just not in the mood. I love my channel has always been small, and it allowed me to be more honest. It's so dark, right? By my channel being small, it has allowed me to be more honest because who has the time to hate on a regular person? Like, seriously. I am like such a basic bitch that it's like I wouldn't even waste my time if I didn't like me hating on me. You know what I mean? And I think us basic people need to be like more proud of being basic. And yes, my melanin attitude is out today. I'm just gonna be me today because I got some other things to say. I came home to wash dishes. I'm trying to figure out. I think I left my long charger at work. It's either at work or in the car. And I want to do this, but I need you guys jacked into the wall, so I'm using like this really tiny one. I'm not wearing makeup today, which is used to be rare for me, but I've been doing that a lot more, and I'm not going to apologize for that. You know, I think right now it's a lot. It's a lot because we live in this kind of world where people want this false sense of perception and beauty and performance and everything. And it's just like, why can't people just be okay just being who they are? And I hate that so dark because I got to be right here. Let me see if I put on some lights. Why do, and these are rhetorical questions, seriously. Why do people feel like it's okay to bring such negativity? And even myself, like right now, I'm having a rough day. You guys know if you work in the corporate world, every March is the same crap. You know what I mean? I'm not here to be ignorant and curse and talk about a whole bunch of stuff in a trashy way. I just want to express myself and get it off my chest. I was gonna call this video "Assumptions About Me" as well, because people are like, oh, she must be lonely. She doesn't have that many friends. I don't have that many friends. Okay, so that's not an assumption, and I'm cool with that. You know what I mean? Me and my boyfriend are adults, and sometimes like life works together. This is the purpose of the video. It's like sometimes you can have so much going on, and today's world is merciless. Like they have no mercy. Okay, people just want to crucify and criticize, and then they quick to go get on the antidepressant or to claim depression or however. And it's like, well, maybe if you have more of a forgiving, merciful heart and you're not so judgmental on everybody else, maybe you could deal with the things that are coming your way a lot better. And I think for me, it boils down to like always like forgiving myself first, like acknowledging that I have flaws first. That's the main thing. Is like the main thing for me to get ahead in life, especially when you don't have all the answers that you need to have, is number one, recognizing that you're not perfect. Because I'm not perfect, I don't expect you guys to be perfect. However, because I am a positive person, I don't want negative energy on my channel. Go hate on somebody else. You know what I mean? Like, I don't want that. I like to have fun. I like YouTube because it was fun. I love the old school YouTube where you did have like a whole bunch of basic people just living their basic life. That's how it got started, and that's what's important about it, and that's why it's not going to succeed, because people are going to get tired of like all of this fake reality stuff. for example, like I'm a big Instagram person for fitness purposes. It motivates me to work out. And this workout girl was like, oh, stop body shaming by saying that you're all natural. By you saying, she was just saying this out like in her caption, by people saying that they're all natural, that's body shaming. And I'm like, what alternate universe do we live in that people don't like the truth? Now, I don't see anything wrong with that. If you're a fitness person and you put on your fitness channel all natural, that's a fact. Now, whether that makes you ashamed or feel some kind of way, that's a fact. And it's my right as a person to say, you know what? I only want to follow what I want to follow. I'm not going to sit up there and follow somebody that I hate, that I don't agree with, that I can't relate to. I am also starting to unfollow people that make me angry. You know what I mean? Because we're not always going to agree to what another person is doing or how another person is living. Another assumption about me, I would say, on the internet, is that, oh, I tell a lot of lies or that I'm delusional. Really? Okay, so you guys get to see me on my raggedy phone for like 5 to 7 minutes per video. And you think, you really think I had, what is the time that I can sit up here and tell you a whole bunch of lies? Tell me when does a person have that amount of time? But I'm just, that's a problem with a lot of people. They are so jaded, or something is so wrong in their life that they cannot see the good in anything. And I can tell you, because that's so prominent, is that I kind of battle with that too. You know, I kind of battle with, it's so much negative out here, or once negative stuff does kind of populate, you just start looking at it. That's why I mean, like that funny video yesterday. My boyfriend has done no wrong to me at all. He's got a lot of life stuff going on. I don't show my boyfriend, another assumption for dummies. People who are older, if you notice that, I have yet to see older people like over 25, 30-ish, even if they're married, parading their husbands out on the internet. Like that just recently started to happen. Like I saw Adrienne from the talk show with Israel Houghton, and he's doing her makeup. But before, men were different, and some men still are different. Men are not into social media, like, and the person that I'm with, they have a good reason not to be. It's like when your reputation means a lot, you don't feel like having a silly kind of persona. And I get that. A lot of men are like that. My stepdad is like that. Most people in my family are like that. Doesn't mean the person does not want me and all the other kind of stuff. It's ridiculous. You know what I mean? It's like we're such basic people. And for some reason, some people are totally sick enough, so they just want to tear other people down. Like you're sick. You're sick. Let me just say that before I get positive. You are ill. If you take your time in your day and just berate people, you are mentally ill, and that will manifest so many areas in your life. But you can get well, and I hope you get well soon, because I'm telling you, if you are negative and hard on other people, if you pride yourself on downgrading other people, I swear my hand to God, I bet you have a lot of downgrades in your life. I bet you have a lot of areas in your life where you feel like that you're not getting your just desserts or you're being done wrong. I can guarantee you that, because the energy is the same. You get what you put out. There's no way that you're being treated of value and that you are enjoying your life with a negative, degrading attitude. And it's a circle. If you change your perception of always being quick to degrade or judge, your life will improve. And I think that's what I try to share on my channel. Like people say, oh, that's being delusional. And I'll bring race into it. I think that our community, the Black community, we want other people to feel our pain. You know what I mean? I think one of the biggest world lessons, I'm serious now, that I had to learn is that the world may never feel your pain. It will not feel your pain. You may never get what you are truly worth. I like how the best quote I ever heard about money is that money is the trash of me. You know, it is what results after everything I have spent my time, my energy, and my creativity is already spent. And that's the product. That's the end of it all. That's not even the work of it all. That's the end of it all. I think when people started getting that kind of mentality, they wouldn't even waste their time and their energy in such a dark place. And that's why I'm saying that they're sick. Like, like 100% mentally ill if you think that you're going somewhere in life by even having those negative thoughts in your heart. Like sometimes we can all be negative, right? It doesn't just have to be like talking about people and stuff like that. But I've never met somebody who openly and so willingly talked about others that was where they wanted to be in life. And I have to watch myself from that. And that's being 100% honest, right? I have to watch myself from that because it's easy to get on the negative track. Boy, do I know that, right? It's very easy to get on a negative track. And what that does is it stops you from looking for solutions. So as a person who battles with that, because like, I don't need anybody to beat me up. I am putting these dishes in the dishwasher as well. I don't need anybody to beat me up. I beat myself up enough, you know what I mean? And what I recognize is that that's not productive. One of the best things that I have seen recently was like that whole thing about, talking to yourself like a friend. Like if you talk to yourself in the way, if a friend talks to you in the way that you talk to yourself, you can be friends with you know. So I've heard that before. That's a good little starting point. But somebody was like, stop criticizing yourself and start coaching yourself. You know what I mean? If you're not good in whatever areas it is in your life, don't criticize yourself, improve yourself. Like take little steps and do what you can do, right? That's not delusional. That's not whatever it is people are trying to make it out to be. That's people's way of getting past things. You got to go forward in this life. I'm telling you, like people want you to stay stuck somewhere, or they want to project their misery. And I hate to use the word energy, but also their energy upon you, because their life is so crappy, right? Because if I'm telling you, if my life was good, there's no way I'm gonna care about your crappy life unless I can help you. That's serious. Like I'm not calling to criticize anybody if I have so much. That's just the kind of human being that I am. Seriously. And that right there can be so many different video topics for me. Like there are different types of human beings when it concerns compassion, integrity, mercy, grace, criticism versus coaching. Like that could just be like a whole series there, because I think we're on the wrong track as a society just by what I'm seeing in the media and how attached people are to things like that. And that relates to me personally, because it's like when I am having a good day, I don't even want to come on YouTube because I'm like, for why? Like, why would I do that? So then, like, when I finally do come on here, I'm looking all busted and stuff like that, and I'm probably frustrated at just venting about things, which is fine, but I try not to vent in a negative way. I've come a long way for somebody who was not trained like that. Like, I had to learn that myself. I had to learn to coach myself and not criticize myself. And I'll speak on that a little bit more, because I see people who can't seem to get ahead or get comfortable. They're not comfortable and they can't seem to get ahead. And they have the worst attitude in the world. They're always angry, they're always upset, and they don't see how that's connected. It's because your energy and your time is not being spent well. That's why you can't see your own vision. Most of those people who are like that don't have a vision for their life. They want more materialistically. They don't know how they're going to do it or how they're going to get it. I can be honest and be like, I don't know what my true vision for my life is right now, but by me being more positive right now, or trying to, struggling against all means to do so, is showing me the things that I can improve, the things that I'm not good at. Okay, we already know that. But I'm also going to focus on, okay, what am I good at and what do I like? You know, hey, AJ. Hello to everybody. I am going to focus on like the part about coaching myself, and I kind of want to make like better videos or whatever. Sometimes I do, sometimes I don't. My boyfriend, he ain't gonna be with this. Like we're in a serious relationship. He's got a serious job, and I've been watching Lisa D1 forever, just because she's Southern and she's female, and everybody knows her husband's name is John. And they don't put her husband out there. Then she doesn't. Like, why would you? Like, that's not what. That's just crazy to me. But like, in a way, if I put myself out there on social media, I want to do it in a like uplifting way. Does that make sense? If I put myself out anywhere, which is a challenge, let me tell you, especially when you feel like, oh my God, I can't believe this. How could they do this? This is just wrong. This is not adding up. It is a challenge to say, you know what? I'm not going to criticize. I'm not going to be mad. I'm about to take, those little memes. I'm about to take the message. I'm going to take the lesson without the anger. You know what I mean? That's important. A lot of us were not taught that. And it is so clear because, and I'll just say it because like sometimes I feel weird talking about being Black because I didn't grow up in a predominantly Black neighborhood, and so I don't want to make it like a Black thing, but a lot of it is. But a lot of us are not taught because, we grew up with beatings and stuff, you did something wrong, you was going to get beat, whooped, not spanked, but whooped. And a lot of us are still beating and whooping ourselves. And then we so quick to beat and whoop everybody else. And then when life beats and whoops us, we're like, oh my God, I don't understand, or you feel like your stuff is together, when you lie and say your stuff is together, because that's another thing that we grew up on. I could probably write a whole sociology book, but I'm sure there's books out there like that anyways, is that how, and not just African Americans, but a lot of brown cultures. And this is not to downgrade. There are cultural differences in people, and a lot of minority cultures do feel the need to overachieve in order to be worthy or equal. And sometimes we will, in a lot of cases, proven we're underpaid. And that's not because we're really being forced to be underpaid, but that's probably because we have a lot more to prove. So we're willing to do more for less, or to be thankful for less. Instead of saying, you know what? I am grateful and I am optimistic and I can do better. I'm fine, I'm doing good, but I can do better. And there's nothing wrong with that. I started just talking about how I'm not perfect. I want that on my freaking channel every time. You don't have to come on my channel telling me all the things that are wrong with me. You don't. I got it, babe. I got it. Now, if you want to donate, buy me, please don't start no taxi GoFundMe, but you can send me a check. I might even give you my bank account information. You know what I mean? If you want to help somebody improve, do something. People are tired of your words. Let me say that. People are tired of your words. When somebody needs a kind word or a word is really going to change something. That is a part of my thing today too. You know that. If you are keeping your gratitude right, and you are keeping your energy on coaching and improving yourself, and you keeping your eyes open, you kind of know like so-and-so, I need to maybe send them a text message or something like that. It's not my place to go fact finding in another person's life. Nope. I'm sorry, it's not. You cannot show me in any book where it is my responsibility to force you to grow. I think, that's a slow lesson of enlightenment for a lot of people. It's like this big aha moment for a lot of people, as we are like, some people are trying to get more enlightened. And I'll just use the word enlightened because in the past I used to be like, oh my God, what is this person talking about? Now, when somebody says the word enlightened, I look at it from who it's coming from. A lot of times it's people who are really trying to better themselves. You know what I mean? They're really trying to figure some things out for themselves. And it's so funny because I've always been like drawn to that, like interested in that. And most people, even when I'm wrong or people don't like me, they'll be like, you really do try to understand though. Like, or a lot of times I give people more credit than what they're really even worth. And, and in the long run, it may look stupid. Okay. It may look stupid, but it's not always. In the long run, it's not. But there's just so many different topics. I came home today because I needed a break. I had a heavy conversation. And sometimes you have conversations. That's another thing about privacy. Sometimes you have a conversation that you need to keep to yourself, but you still need to process it. A lot of people that I'm seeing who are always venting, always mad, not getting ahead, and even myself. So I won't say people, but let me just say something that can set you back, a setback. That's what I'm going to call it. A setback is always talking about the problem. You know, always focusing on the problem. Like I had to come home because I just needed to wash my dishes. I was like, I'm going home. I don't live far from my job. I'm going home to wash my dishes. I'll throw in a couple more assumptions about me that people are just so ignorant. Oh, she's gonna get fired from her job, or she's always taking time off. I get 33 days off per year to use as I want. I am also on salary. I don't punch a time clock. It doesn't matter if I do 10 minutes or 15 minutes. That's a truth in my life that you may not understand or know. Doesn't matter though if that's not your situation or whatever. Let's just say if you're having a bad day, things are going on. And some people have a lot of things going on. Like I would definitely say, like I had the most shaky, achy 6 months that I've ever had in my life. You know, like my health things were going on, you know. Loss was going on, just like a lot of things. And it's like people are like, oh, that's your Harpo story and all that kind of stuff. That's your lack of humanity to see me as another human. I don't think all the things that happened to me have really affected me. There's something wrong with you. You're mentally ill and you can get well soon, you know? And that's just how I feel. And I'm not saying like, I'm not insulting or downgrading mental illness. Like a lot of times I overlook it because I have like, some unique views about mental illness, very unique views about it. Well, not so much. Some people believe like I believe. I believe that the number one thing that affects your life is what you think. Number two thing is what you do. Managing your thoughts and your actions, your life changes. Doesn't matter the label that the world puts on you. Like I've been watching that motivational lady. Oh, and I cannot think of her name, but I call her the funding my dream lady. And she's not attractive, you know. She's just a lady, and some kind of way, that's her business now, is motivating people because of all the stuff that she went through and where she came from. But I was going somewhere with that. Some kind of way she's motivating people. I remember her story, right? I don't even remember that much about her because it's about what she's putting out there. And I think most of these people that are doing well in like social media and different things, it's because people can connect to them and feel inspired or entertained by them. You know, that says something about the culture that we're in. But most of these people, not a y'all, I can't remember. Her name is Lisa something. Lisa Nichols is her name. If you haven't heard her story, sometimes it'll pop up. But she's on the couch with this white guy. She's a black chick. But this is her story of the funding my dream. I will never forget her story as long as I live. Her story is that, even though I don't remember her name, I remember her story. And sometimes when I get on myself about certain things, about money, about finances, about failure, just knowing her story like uplifts me so much. The whole funding my dream concept was like, she was always taught that money burns a hole in her mama's pocket. Her mom can't keep any money because it burns a hole in her pocket. So she felt like that money was going to burn a hole in her pocket. So whenever she got any extra money, she would mail it to the bank. And she mailed it and on the checks, because this was back in the day, she wrote on the checks funding my dream. So she would always try to put a little bit of extra, and she never would check the account, didn't even know. And I don't remember how long she did this for like 3 to 5 years or whatever. When she finally went to the bank to go check on this account, she had already been working out of her closet. She had already cut down on her budget because every dollar she had was funding her dream. Like her money was going towards like educating herself for like conferences and stuff like that. When she got to the bank, she had no idea what was in the account, because that was a part of the way she needed to discipline herself. Everybody in the bank knew who she was. They were like, that's the funding my dream lady, the funding my dream lady. And she cries every time she tells the story. Like, because people in her family didn't have money like that. You know, and I forgot how much money it was, but you can go watch her story. But it was more money than anybody in her family had ever had. You know, and there is power in transformative thinking. The interesting part, because I was going to tie it back to the whole mental illness thing, because now she's a world-renowned speaker, she's got best-selling books and stuff like that, is that she had a learning disability, dyslexia, you know, but she was able to overcome that. And I'm not saying that people when I said that there's a lot of mentally ill people, there is, and I don't want to be associated with that because I may not be able to help you, and I definitely don't need you trying to help me. Okay? And you can, and it's nothing wrong. Like the word like mentally ill has like a stigma on it. Like, you know, there are a lot of mentally ill people. Every time I get angry, I think that I am mentally ill because I'm like, and that is anger is a sign of mental illness. Like, why are you mad? You know? Wait a minute. That means that you're not controlling your thoughts and you're not taking satisfactory action because you have put yourself on pause to engage in a negative thought process. That's sick. Like something's dysfunctional there. If you don't want to call it sick, we'll just say dysfunctional because it's the opposite of function, right? Even though I know that I have the worst road rage in the world, I will go off, you know? But because I do speak and read, they say that like when you do have road rage, also people that have like OCD and get set off by different little things, it's because something else is out of control in their life and they're suppressing it. You know what I mean? So there's all this knowledge out here and medication if you need it to be well. I think most people have not defined what wellness is to them. You know, is wellness just being able to get through your daily activity and be frustrated about it? Because we know that stress is a killer. I finally did. I said all that because I was pissed off and I wanted to come on here and be very transparent and loving and kind the way my channel has always been. And I'll say this, you know, I hate the fact, like, I feel like, honestly, that if my sister was not a big YouTuber or a decent sized YouTuber, however you want to put it, I wouldn't have this negativity. And that's so freaking unfortunate. I don't need your negative fan base, your negative audience. I don't need that. Take that crap somewhere else. Like, and unless a person has done you individually wrong, don't waste your energy like trying to bring them down. Does that make sense? Or glorifying when they are down, because that stuff boomerangs back into your life. I keep saying it. It's like you put the energy out there and then boom, parts of your life are like destructive or you cannot make it happen. Like that's the way that I see it. I see like most people that have that mentality where they're not questioning their own wellness, what it takes for them to be well. Like, you know what? I just learned, seriously, this is a very honest video. I just learned that it's going to sound so stupid, but it's so true because of how I was raised. And it's not my parents' fault. It's a cultural thing. It's a time thing. It's the way things used to be. I just learned that my happiness is important to my wellness. Like I know it sounds like so stupid. Like, and no, I'm not in therapy or anything. It's just like, and that's why I am a believer of Christ and of God. I do believe in a spiritual life because you don't need all this information out there coming at you all the time. Sometimes when you just quiet and you just sit still and you take the actions to do the best things that you can do, the answers will come to you like so clearly, and they will be the answers for you, like blood pressure medication. My lab work just got back. See, I'm so honest, like this is like HIPAA privacy stuff that's nobody's business, but this is like the kind of stuff that I want to talk about. It's like overall wellness. Okay, so I don't have AIDS or cancer, girl. We good. But I had to get on the blood pressure medication, and then I got low vitamin D, which I had that vitamin in my cabinet already. Low iron, anemia. I kind of knew that. Had that vitamin in my cabinet already. So vitamin D, anemic, and then they said my blood sugar was low. They want to retest it. Okay. So crazy that I had all those vitamins in my cabinet by doing my own research. I knew my energy was low. My hair kind of thins out. My cycle is heavy. So I know I got some issues there, like fibroids and stuff like that. But the point is, I didn't need to go to a doctor for a doctor to tell me that I needed to take these vitamins. There is so much information out there where you can actually go out if you think it's like, yeah, go get your physicals and stuff like that. But you can actually go out there and find out what you are deficient in before the doctor even tells you. So you already have a baseline of knowledge. If you go further and go to the doctor says this is your diagnosis, you can act on your own diagnosis. But just to sit there and just to say, this is my diagnosis and I'm not going to do anything about it, well, then that is your story. And I can't, even sometimes, you know, we may have our things, your diagnosis like a mental thing. Your diagnosis, let me just talk about myself. My diagnosis may be just like, I am fat. Okay? And that's my diagnosis. First it starts in my thoughts, then it starts in my actions. If I am fat, this is going to cause all this havoc in my life. I've got to get some weight off, for real, right? I can go see a nutritionist, or I can make an excuse that I can't afford one. I can go on YouTube and I can find, or, you know, Instagram, wherever, and I can find the information myself. We're in the information age, but instead of people using information and technology to improve themselves, we have used it to complain and to be angry and to vent. And that's not what I want to do. I do want to talk about real life, but only if I'm offering like solutions. And these solutions that I'm talking about is not because I did not learn them the hard way. My solutions are because these are things I had to learn the hard way. Like, because I look at my life, I'm like, oh my God, I'm 35. Where has the time went? But people tell you that time is important, but they don't tell you why it's important. Like, the only time you're in a timeline really is in high school and college, and then after that you're on your own. It's out the gate. Now what do you do? Most people have to like find their balance in that, right? Just navigating, just to be like a truly, first you got to be a functional member of society, and then a member of society that is well and happy and feels like they're thriving. Does that make sense? Like for me, even if my blood pressure was not like high, like pharmaceutical medication, and I hate it, you guys. I hate it. I'm doing it because I needed to get down fast. You know, because I needed to get down fast. It has been right now. I need to drink some water because you have to drink a lot of water because I am just like worried about like all the side effects, all the recalls, all that kind of stuff, right? All the negative stuff. But one thing it has done is it has made me less bloated by pulling off all the water, you know, like water weight. In the South, we call it taking a water pill. That's what we call it. But I don't want people to think, oh, you just throw these terms around and people just want to criticize. If you don't get anything else out of this video, before you criticize another thing or another person, sit down and be quiet until you can take a positive action. I'm dead serious. I am dead. That's why I'll never be a hater. And I say that because that is so hard to do. It is so hard when you're in a hard place, like for real. And like I was telling my boyfriend, because he has a lot of things going on too. He's coming back, you know, he's coming back to this area. Things did not go in the way that he wanted them to go in an area, which happens. That's just speaking very vaguely, not telling all his business. It's very hard to do because we are humans. It's very hard to do because there is a difference between mental health and spiritual health, right? Our mental is what we can see. That's our physical, that's our tangible. Our spiritual health is the things that we cannot see, our faith and our optimism. And that's how you get that broken down to. Okay? That's important. Everybody's not operating with the same anything. We don't operate, we're not all driving the same car. We're not all living in the same place. Our cities are set up differently. Even in the city, the neighborhoods are set up differently. It is not in your best interest to try to make somebody live in the way that you think they should, because you will never have a clue. Even if you live with the person, like even in marriages and stuff, how many times have you heard the story where the people happily married and look happily married, and then the woman say, or the man says, I don't even know them. Who is this person? You know? So it's interesting that people can sit on the internet or in life, because you know people are gossipers too. I had a long meeting today. I need to check my time too. Oh no, I'm gonna have to go. I didn't even eat my salad. Because I just came here to wash these dishes and turn the dishwasher on. That's definitely time for me to go. This video has been 35 minutes. I got to go soon. Man, I was just about to get there, but I was leaving, you know, and I had to remove myself from the situation because it was like such a heavy meeting that I went to. And then when I got back on the floor, somebody was gossiping and it got on my nerves so badly. They wondering about this and wondering about that. And like, number one, it's not your business. But then I had to step back and be like, now come on, girl, you've done that before. And you sat down and took a gossip break and worried about how somebody was working this and working that. And don't act like that you never gonna take another gossip break again. Because sometimes you just want to know how this person is doing it and how that person is doing it. And not like in a negative way. Sometimes it's like really things going on. And like I said, I don't like to make my videos messy. That's never my intention because you never know who's watching. And I've also been through too much in my life to be messy. Not in a hurtful way. I just at this stage in my life, I don't have hurt to give you. Does that make sense? And that's a beautiful place to be in. And I hope to stay in that place to the day that I die. Like, even if I am disappointed, because I was really disappointed. I'm going to put that in the past tense. I was really disappointed in the last, like, 24 hours, 10 minutes ago, an hour ago. I have got to release that. It's not a functional emotion. I got to turn that into an action thing of what can I do about this? And it's hard. And that's why the self-help aisle and the churches are full, baby. That's why people stay traveling, moving, drinking, everything. Because life is not easy. And for some people to sit and run their mouths and so much, I could say, like, I'm just going to start saying how I feel. I am not going to sugarcoat anything. I'm disappointed, like, in our media in its entirety. I'm very disappointed in our Black media. I'm very disgusted by Oprah and Gayle. I'm not saying that people are right, but to me, it's very discouraging for you to claim to be on a higher power or like a higher energy level, for you to have a known platform. Why are you going to go down and do anything but uplift people? Even if something is dirty, right? I would still use my platform to make the right exposure, not to humiliate, not to hurt, and not to harm. But that's the kind of life we're in. You mean to tell me that you lived your whole life, made all your money, you're successful in journalism, and this is what you do with it? You could be doing some major crackdowns, or you could be getting to the root of the issue instead of making it so scandalous. Like, we can talk about anything. I know I can. I could talk about anything, the same topic, whether it be in church or at a bar. There's a difference in how you phrase what you're talking about. And I think when you are given much, especially, right, you have a responsibility to use it the right way. When you are given much, like your life, the food you eat, your ability to walk and talk, you have a responsibility. We don't do, and I'm talking to myself too, don't do a disservice to yourself by not using everything that you have as an investment opportunity into your thought life and into your future, right? Every piece of energy, social media person that you watch, I know there's like a search thing, it's like certain thing, it's like hate watching. It don't go into that. I just don't see how that's good for your health. I'm serious, man. Because the more you tap into the things that you love, the more that you're able to expand upon that, create that, and enjoy that. If you're not in with your life, number one, forgive yourself. That's number one. I'm telling you. If I was to write a book, it wouldn't be boring because I read a Soul Lady book and it was all about forgiveness. I talked about that previously and it got on my nerves so badly. But I got the message, like, we're so busy doing so much except for forgiving and coaching and really steering ourselves forward, like in ways that we enjoy. The hard part is that it takes more and more to get ahead. I get criticism because I live in a small apartment of my topics and assumptions about me. I only get that criticism. Well, I kind of get it in real life sometimes because people are like, oh, you can buy your house and all this other kind of stuff. When people do things like that, you can just smile, you know, if they keep on with it, you know, like some haters do. Just say, and you can say it nice or however you want to say, you don't know me. You do not know me. You don't know what it's going to take me to make me happy. You know, you really don't know me. And I think it's unfortunate that other people's happiness are up for question and criticism. You know, I have never came on YouTube or anywhere and asked anybody for $1. You know what I mean? I don't have to waste my time explaining my life decisions to you. I choose to talk to you and talk about my life because, number one, I want to hear from basic people like myself, right? I want to hear from honest people, you know, and I want to share. I want to feel like I'm giving back. You know, like, I know that there's probably some young version of me walking around completely confused and just like, I don't get it. And a lot of that's going to happen, like, repeatedly in your life. Like, people sit up here and act like they all, you know, knowledgeable. It takes me a lot not to even say the F word, you know, but it's like, even when my health thing happened, right, when I had my miscarriage, do you know people sit up there and took their time and went on the blog and was making all kind of comments about how they knew that was going to happen. She doesn't take care of herself. Now, pause. When you fall next time and when you fail next time, don't forget you put that energy out there that you know what's going to happen. Make sure you know that for yourself, right? Because one thing I do notice is these people that have all this knowing for other people, for some reason they don't have it for themselves. You know, they really don't. They really, really, really don't. And that's just so bizarre to me. You know all of this. And you spending your good time to do this. Wow. Right? You spending your good time to tell me about my relationship or my health in a negative way. Let me come to your house. I ain't even coming to fight you. I just want to come to your house. I want you to open the door. I want to come sit on your couch and I just want to take a look around. That's what I want to do. I may not say a word. You can bring me some water. You don't have to. I might not even drink anything there. But I just want to step inside and see. I don't even want to process it. I just want to see it. You know, that's just, hey, because I'm going to have to go in a minute. I came home to wash my dishes. My boyfriend said, you're going to feel like you did something productive today. That's why you want to do it. He's like, you're going to feel so much better once you do that, you know? And sometimes, and it's so funny because different people have like little life tricks. Because, you know, most men don't like to do chores and stuff like that. My boyfriend actually does. What did he say? His father got him into doing chores and cooking and stuff after work. He makes his bed every morning too before work. But he says because which all the books are saying that now, you've accomplished something already. A lot of things when you're not in call center work, people think I work in a call center, which is just so nothing wrong with working in a call center. If y'all can find me a call center job that's gonna pay me what I'm making, hook me up. But I don't have, like, my job is a desk job, and I don't know too many desk jobs where you don't actually talk to human beings on the telephone. You know, that is a part of it, you know, but it's not a call center job because I don't have the type of job where I finish something in a day. Does that make sense? And a lot of people don't. Like, I don't work at a restaurant where you serve all these people, You go home, dishes are washed, that's it. My job is I get files in, they stay there, crap goes wrong with them, and people might call me for months, for years they might call me. I have to work on this and work on that, and steadily every day new things are happening, right? So it's kind of, I want to make a video on that. I'm not going to tell y'all what I do for a living, but I kind of do want to make like a workplace video. I just like things like that because I think it really does help. Like I didn't used to, and you guys can take this in a negative way, this is a very honest video. I didn't really used to have respect for people who work regular jobs because our society is like so glamorous and being an entrepreneur. And I think a lot of people don't have respect for people who do regular jobs, you know, like where you're not in the limelight. Like yesterday, Instagram was down, girl. I didn't even know. I had so much going on that I didn't even know that Instagram was down. You know what I mean? And that's important because stability. Can I say it again for my people in the back? You can tell when you're talking to children because the conversation is always unstable. They can't keep nothing stable. They have no idea. And nobody can really tell you how hard it is going to be to sustain and maintain. It's something that you have to live through. And when you walk through it, it will be so shocking and almost want to take you out. Like, you got to be kidding me. You mean to tell me I got to live life, go through all this, and still show up and go to work? That's something else, man. And it's like, if you don't see the appeal of anybody that's willing to share with you just their daily dues and their simple knowledge, I said you're mentally ill, you need to get well soon, that you got some mental dysfunction, because even if you, that's not like your course of entertainment or something like that, I understand. You don't have to be entertained with it, whatever, but wisdom, learned information, learn from experience information is wisdom. Wisdom. It's a good teacher. It's so funny. It's like when I came into my job, I was like at the level that some people are at right now. They're so excited. And young people, how can I say, young people, especially the ones that think they know a little something, they got a little paper, or even the ones that don't have that. It's all, everybody knows that old people always say young people think they know it all, they got it all figured out, but you don't know nothing. They always say that, right? And when you young, like you like they just blah blah. But every time a person gets a little older, they be like, oh, I wish I would have looked and lived, you know, now that makes sense to me. Or it sounded so silly then, so simple then, because most wisdom is simple, right? Most wisdom is so simple. It's nothing complicated, but it works, you know. As old people say, have something for a rainy day, you know. So a new piece of simple wisdom that I learned is that even though that you have faith, life is going to happen to you. You know, when the whole Jordan Woods thing came out, Will Smith had a little piece of wisdom. The world will attack. He has to say nothing else. That's like a pivotal moment for some people. The world will attack. No matter what you do, you may think that you got all of this stuff. Can't tell if my dishwasher's working. You may think that you have all of this stuff and that everything and everybody is always going to be for you and line up, or that you can outdo being attacked. You cannot outdo that. It's going to come no matter what you call it. You can call it trials, tribulations. You can call it like downtime, negative time, but things will happen to you in life, you know? I got to go, y'all. I'm going to post this like a podcast. No, you can't hardly see nothing. Sorry about that. I got to come home. My boyfriend's birthday is this weekend, and I don't have anything picked out, and he's going through a rough patch. You know, I told you guys, first of all, I make these videos for myself, like a video diary. I like to look back on some of them. Like, I don't even have to watch it. I can just like look at the thumbnail and be like, oh my God, I remember when I lived there or when that was going on. Like, oh my God. And it's like, it seems so far away. My Valentine's Day balloons are still back there. Anyways, I'm going to go. Thank you guys so much for watching if you did. And enjoy your day. And hopefully you got something out of it. Control your thought life. Take a pause. And only take positive action. Don't criticize yourself. Coach yourself. Serious. Coach yourself to be a better person. Coach yourself into your happiness. If you're not happy, you're not done with yourself yet. You know what I mean? And that's fine. That's why you live every day. You don't have time to waste being negative or criticizing or beating yourself up. And that's a hard job to do. Don't think I'm not telling you that's not hard to do, because I struggle with that. We all struggle with that. And that simple wisdom, happiness is a choice. It's annoying, but gotta choose it and work for it. Thank you guys so much for watching. I'm gonna get back to my